Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is just going to be a little chit chat. Get ready with me. I just did a simple beat. We're going to be going out later on tonight, so I just wanted to get ready with you guys and just kind of explain some paranormal activity that's been going on in my life lately. So if you guys are interested, just go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so now that we're here, for me to really get into the story, I kind of have to go back a few years, back to 2014, before my husband, before my daughter, and all of that, because that's really when my sleep paralysis really started to get pretty bad. If you guys don't know what sleep paralysis is, I'll go ahead and put up the definition here on the screen. But basically what it is, it's that in-between state of right before you wake up and kind of still asleep. Kind of like, I don't really know how to explain it too well, but basically you're not fully awake and you're not fully asleep. Okay, so back in like 2014, 2013, I had already met Ociel and he knew about this. I would always tell him like I would get sleep paralysis, but he's never experienced it, so he kind of doesn't really like know. And like when I tell him about it, he's kind of like, like you're crazy kind of thing, because honestly it sounds pretty ridiculous if you haven't gone through it. It kind of sounds like, all right girl, what are you talking about? But the sleep paralysis that I experienced just a few days ago was so much more intense than before. So before, I would remember, I mean, don't get me wrong, all the situations where it has happened, it has been really scary, but I don't know, it's just something about this past one that just really freaked me out, and I'll get to that here in later on in the video. But let me get back to my story. So back in 2013, 2014, when I first started getting sleep paralysis, I would feel like you can't move, you can't talk. I would try to yell, scream, but just nothing would come out of my mouth. It's kind of like that point where you're just like, and nothing comes out and you're like freaking out, you feel like you're choking. That's what it felt like. But in these situations, usually I would be able to see like almost like a dark shadow, in the corner of my room. So basically everything that I saw, it was my room. Like, you're in your room, I'm laying in my bed, like that's what the situation is, and I see this dark shadow in the corner, kind of like laughing at you, almost like mocking you in a way, but just watching. And then I remember I would try to like get out of bed, but I couldn't move. Try to scream for my parents, but nothing would come out. And the worst part about it is that when you're in sleep paralysis, you can still hear what's around you. So I could hear my parents talking in their room, because their room was right next to mine. I could hear that they had their TV on. I could hear that, you know, they were just having conversation, and I'm just trying to yell at them like, help me, like I'm dying, basically, because that's what it feels like. And no one could hear my cries for help. And then after those situations, I just feel like, I don't know, weird things. I feel like weird energies always come to me. I feel like I can see weird things. Oh my god, that sounds so crazy. But I honestly feel like I'm always seeing shadows in the corner of my eye that other people don't see. I'm always experiencing like weird situations that other people don't experience. And it went away for a couple years when I had my daughter. And I would say maybe a couple months ago, I started getting these feelings again. Not the sleep paralysis. A few months ago I wasn't getting sleep paralysis, but it's more so like just weird things were happening. So for example, but in my office, like I would be eating lunch, just sitting there relaxing, eating lunch, you know, your girl likes to eat, and the lights would just like turn off, and then they'd be out for like 2 seconds and then they turn back on. And this happened maybe like, I'm gonna say it happens like once a week, and then it hasn't happened in a while now. but it usually always happens around the time where someone passes away. And I don't know if you guys know me, but I have found, or my line of work entails for me to find, you know, people that have passed away pretty frequently. And it usually happens around when someone passes away. So that's how I know, like, there's just weird energies, weird vibes going around. Oh, my voice is cracking. I get scared talking about this though, because I don't like to speak about it, because I feel like if I speak about it, more things happen. But anyway, so that's one situation. My lights would flicker. And then another time, I don't know what I was doing. I think I was, you know, just doing some paperwork. No, I was filing some paperwork, and then all of a sudden my shredder goes off. That. All of a sudden my shredder goes off, and you know that sound of a shredder just goes nee. So I was just like, oh my god, like I got so scared. I was like, what the hell, my shredder isn't even on, like what's going on? So I went over there, the light's not even on to the shredder, it's just going nee. So I turned it on, turned it off, and it went away. Oh, my doggy's crying. Ah! You always know dogs can always see weird energies as well. But anywho, so that happened. And then also I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen, but there is a stairwell where I work, and you can visibly see this figure of a man sitting there. And the story behind this one is, a few years ago there used to be this man that would go and he would sit right there on that step, and he would just do his thing. He would just sit there for a little bit, and then eventually he would leave. He was just, you know, trying to stay out of the cold. And I stopped seeing that man coming around, and then a few days later I saw that shadow. And again, I'm going to put a picture on the screen so you guys kind of see what I'm talking about. And he's there, he's chilling, he's still there to this day. I feel like every once in a while the shadow disappears, and then it'll come back, or it'll kind of shift positions. Like one time he's like this, and then another time he'll be kind of like this. Like, it's just weird. It's just so weird. And then sometimes my phone will ring and I'll answer and there'll be nobody there, and this happens all the time. But I really don't let it bother me too much. Like I said, if I put a lot of energy into it, I feel like energy is just gonna bring its energies right back to me. Okay, so those are all situations that have happened between the last month and a half. But then recently I started having these situations at home. Like, I don't know, whatever energies were over there, but for whatever reason I brought them home, and now I'm like seeing weird shadows everywhere, and it's just, oh my god, it's freaking me out. I need water. Like, just weird shit that I haven't seen before. And I've lived here for about 4 years now, and I've never experienced this. And then just 2 days ago, maybe 2-3 days ago, I had my first sleep paralysis situation that I haven't had in, like, you know, years, since 2014. Like, I had it. I thought, you know, that situation was gone. I was just, you know, living life, sleeping good. And the situation was so crazy, you know. I was laying in my bed, and my daughter was she was playing with her toys. Yeah, come in. Sorry about that. My daughter knocked on the door, and I didn't want to pick her out with the story. So anyways, I was laying in bed, I was taking a nap, and my daughter was she wasn't laying, she was playing with her toys around the bed area. Like, the way our bed's set up, there's like a little bench, and she had all her toys set up right there, and she was just, you know, playing with her dolls. And I started to doze off, and I was like in that middle stage, that not fully asleep but not fully awake stage, and that's when it happened. In the moment, I didn't think that it was sleep paralysis. I was kind of just like, what the hell, what's going on? But I started falling asleep, and then it kind of felt, the first thing I noticed was that it felt like my husband had come home and he kind of like rested his head like on my knee area, on my thigh area. He kind of just like rested his head. So I remember kind of going like this, and I could like feel his hair. I was like playing with his hair, and he's got long hair, so I was just like running my hands through his hair, and it felt so real. I was like, oh, babe's home. He's home from work. And then all of a sudden it felt like someone is jamming their knee into my neck. Like I was like choking. I was like, what in the heck is going on? Who is trying to kill me right now? And I could, oh, this is way too bright. I could still hear my daughter playing in the background. So I'm kind of thinking, okay, is it her? Is she putting her knee on my neck? Why can't I move? Why can't I open my eyes? And I'm like trying to say, get off, but nothing would come out. And that's when I realized, holy shit, I'm having sleep paralysis again. But when you're in the moment, you honestly, it's either you stay calm and it just goes away naturally. But for me, since I haven't had it in so long, I started getting anxiety. And I have really bad anxiety to begin with. So I was just kind of like panicking, and I could feel myself trying to like move out of it, like wiggle out of it. But I couldn't. And so I just remember hearing my daughter in the background playing with her toys, and I'm like trying to yell at her to get off me, you know. But I knew it wasn't her because I could still hear her like to the side of me playing with her toys. So I was like, who's here? Is my nephew here? What's going on? Like, and I'm like trying to reach for my husband, but he's not there anymore. Like I can't feel his hair anymore. And the situation is so crazy to me because when I have sleep paralysis, like I said, I can always see a dark figure in the corner of my room or wherever I'm at. This time I couldn't see anything. It was literally like a situation where I was just in bed, my husband got home, and then all of a sudden I have a knee in my neck. Like, it was just so insane. This is the first time that, you know, in Hispanic cultures they always say like it's a bruja or el demonio, like something. This is the first time that this bruja like basically pretended to be my husband laying on my lap. Oh my god, it's just so creepy to think. I've never had this thing, whatever it is, spirit, energy, pose as a loved one, and that really freaked me out, you guys. Who's calling? And that was my nephew. How weird how I'm just talking about him and then he decides to call. That's just so weird. But yeah, I've never had it pose as my loved one. Like, what in the hell? That is just so crazy to me. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have ever experienced anything like this, because I really want to know how everyone else deals with sleep paralysis, because you know, it's not a joke. It really isn't. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into some bronzer really quickly. But yeah, you guys, let me know if you've ever had any of these situations, because it's so odd to me. And it's, you know, sleep paralysis is very, very common. It's, you know, a lot of people have experienced it, and only someone that has experienced it will be able to tell you that that shit's real. Like, it's, unless you've gone through it, I can't really explain to you how scary of a situation it is, because it feels so real. It really, really does. It feels, you're literally paralyzed. That's why they call it sleep paralysis. You're literally paralyzed. You can't move. You can't talk. No matter how hard you try to scream, it's just, nothing's gonna come out. It feels like your voice is just gone. All you hear is like, that's all you hear. Like your voice is completely gone. No matter how hard you try to cry, no one's gonna come. No one's gonna hear you. Alrighty, she looking cute. She looking cute. Let me just get a little bronze on the nose. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and jump into some blush. I love blush. Like, my everyday face routine would consist of powder foundation, a little bit of blush, and curling my eyelashes. That's literally what I wear to work. Okay, I also don't know what I'm going to be wearing today, so I don't really want to do anything too crazy to the eyes, but I do know that I want to do a wing liner. So I'm going to go ahead and do my wing liner off camera, and I'll see you guys in a second. Ta-da! Okay, I went ahead and did my liner and added on some lashes. These are the Lashaholic lashes in Kiss Me. I'm going to go ahead and set my bake really quick. For that, I like to go ahead and use the lighter shade in my Smashbox contour palette. It's going to be this one right here. As you can tell, I'm already hit pan on it. And I'm just going to go in with my Morphe sponge and really dig in there. And I like to bring that down underneath the eye. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lip. I don't know what I want to do because I don't know what I want to wear. Oh my god, this is such an issue. This is just a stitch imitation. We've got a stitch imitation. Okay, this is in the shade Nude Beige. Oh yeah, okay. Next I'm gonna go into a lipstick. Which one? I don't know. I'm gonna use what we have right in front of us because I don't want to get up to find another one. So in front of me I have either Live Glam's Busted, or I have Kylie Cosmetics Kendall, which is no longer available. I don't think either of these are available, so it's really not fair for me to use them, but I'm sorry. I'm too lazy to get up and find another one. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with Busted. Oh, if I don't break it. Okay, I'm gonna go in with Busted. And then I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out with a brush. Okay, and then I like to go ahead and finish that off with a gloss as well. This is the Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer. This one is one of my favorites. I'm gonna go ahead and dust off this powder. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of my blush. Like I always say, you guys, make sure you use what you have on hand. You don't always have to have the exact same products that everyone else is using. Use what you got, use what's in your budget. But I do want to share with you guys one of my new favorite highlighters. This is going to be from Kindred Beauty. They're a smaller brand. But when I tell you that when I got this in my BoxyCharm, I fell in love. You guys are going to see how blinding this is. Like, holy mother trucking cow. Like, watch. Go a little bit of here, a little bit of here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit of both. Tap them out. And this is without any setting spray. I'm just gonna hit that right on my cheekbone. If you guys want to brighten up the intensity, of course you can set your face down with setting spray first and then add your glow. But I just love this glass look it gives on its own. For whatever reason, I've really been digging a matte look. But since we are going out tonight, I'm gonna have just a little glow. And my favorite part, right here. Just love putting highlight right here. It's just, oh my goodness, I love it. Okay, to finish off the look, I'm gonna first go into my NYX. This is gonna be the NYX Bear With Me Prime Set and Refresh Spray. I absolutely love this spray. You already know. I'm gonna give myself a few little spritzes. Go back into my damp sponge and I'm just kind of rolling that in. And then I like to go in with my Urban Decay All Nighter. I always like to give this one a quick little moment because the first spray always comes out so weird. Whew, feeling good, like I should. I went ahead and changed into my outfit. I just have this cute little corset moment with some jeans, and I fixed up my hair. I wanted to go ahead and jump back into the conversation we were having because I forgot to mention something. So I know a lot of you guys are probably going to mention, oh, you should get one of those little bracelets, like an ojo bracelet. So the story with that is I've had tons of them and they all break. My last one broke, I'm going to say the day that I had sleep paralysis. When I woke up, the bracelet was completely off my hand. I had just gotten it that past weekend, but it was completely off my hand. It was on the bed. I'll go ahead and jump into this Urban Decay illuminator. This is just a little bit of a body glow. Anyway, so that happened and my bracelet was off, and then the next day at work I was just, you know, doing the drill, and that's one of the moments where I had one of those weird calls where I answered and there was literally no one there. It was just like weird music, and I hung up really quick. I was just like, hello, like, you know what I mean, like I said hello a few times, making sure there's no one there, and then I just hung up. A few minutes later, I looked down at my bracelet and the little red bead was completely snapped in half. Like it just was snapped in half, and those beads are so tough. So I'm like, what in the heck? Like, how in the heck did that just snap in half? Like, I wasn't doing anything. I really wasn't doing anything crazy. But I just wanted to mention that because I know a lot of you guys are probably gonna be like, oh, I recommend getting one of those bracelets. But I've had them and they all seem to break. Usually not that quickly. Usually they last me like a month, maybe 2 months before they break. But this time it was literally within days that it snapped. So I don't know. There's just weird energies. I don't know. There's just some weird energies following me around, and I don't know what to do about it. So I'm just gonna keep trying to ignore them as best as I can, because like I said, the more that I pay attention to it, the more weird things that keep happening around me, and I'm just so over it. So alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope I didn't bore you too much. I hope you guys don't think I'm crazy. I'm just, you know, talking to you guys about life situations and what's been going on. Again, let me know if you guys have experienced any of these situations down in the comments below. As always, you guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you get notified every time that I upload a new video. Also, make sure you follow me on my Instagram platform. That is where I post my makeup tutorials daily. So if you guys want to see more makeup tutorials, make sure you're following me there. Alright, you guys, bye!